Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Lady Nyca, and with last night's episode of Greenleaf, this is season 4, episode 4, A Common Enemy. Now, child, we start with Bob Whitmore done did the absolute most. See, there's this white church, Fairview, and he wants to merge Harmony and Hope, aka Calvary, with that church. Uh, and he believes that that would be a good idea to merge the two churches. He telling Grace all of that, child. He wants to unify the churches and wants Grace to talk to the man at Fairview. And basically, she ain't feeling none of that. She goes to speak to her mother, Lady May, and Lady May wasn't here for it either. She said we have separate churches for a reason, so that we can be ourselves. She urges Grace to go ahead and talk to him, but make sure that this idea that Bob has concocted never makes it to fruition. So when Grace does, we find out that the minister, I think his name was Calvin or something like that, he not feeling it either. He sees no reason to merge the churches. He's comfortable with how him and his parishioners praise God. And I could tell that this wasn't coming from like a racial standpoint. It's just that we worship differently, and he's not really trying to put them together like that. They're not alike. Grace and the minister both agreed that they don't want the merge, but Bob is really pressuring the minister what to do it. He's on this, let's merge them together. Now, we learned that Fairview lost quite a bit of parishioners, so in order for Bob to really get his return on his investment, that's why he's trying to marry the two churches. Anyway, when Grace goes back to Bishop and Lady May, they urging her to make sure that, the merge doesn't happen again, period. Bishop say he ain't never seen a mixed church with a black pastor as the head. Now, you will see black mixed churches, but how many of them do you really see that has a black pastor leading that congregation? None. See, Bob, again, is about that return on his investment in these churches. And again, since Fairview is not doing so well, that's why he adamant about the merge, and it's all about the Benjamins, baby, really. Now, let's touch on Phil now. I assume, he really want to be the HPIC, the head pastor in charge, so much so he's basically shucking and jiving for Bob. Bob does not respect him, and it's clear. He's even using Phil to write his sermons, and from time to time, he reminds Phil of his place. You Steven from Django, basically, boy. Child, Bishop get a call from a friend in Atlanta that's asked him to possibly come out and speak one Sunday. He telling Lady May about it. She not feeling it. She said they got work to do there, getting their church back. She asked, does he need to be in the spotlight so bad that he has forgotten that they got a purpose overall? He said, well, it's just one Sunday, May, and besides, hell, I ain't even getting no sex, so you want to remove my preaching too? Child, Bishop is sexually frustrated. He's just trying to do something. But I have to remind Bishop, you kind of put yourself there, okay? Lady May called Corinne to find out some info, and did y'all see Corinne immediately say that she did good today? Child, I holler. She remembered Lady May convo with her last time about over talking. Remember, Lady May said in season 1, a woman's strength sometimes lie in her silence. So Corinne ain't trying to piss off the lady too much. So she gave the info she requested. We see her then down getting some transcripts from the sermon that she did on her day with Lady May. She wants to show that to Bob, okay? And she hoping that he will kind of understand why merging these two churches, a black church and a white church, probably wouldn't be the best idea. Well, while she running them copies off, honey, Carissa coming there, and she don't care for Carissa, and Carissa don't care for her. I personally think Carissa is a thirst box. That's just my opinion. They kind of got into it because Carissa said that she had found a buyer for that land. Remember, Bishop had told Jacob, don't sell that land. Child made it. Lady May ended up shading her, told her that that paper, that ink is kind of thin, but she gonna send Marisol right on out to the store to get some more because we know that Carissa don't like to wait for nothing. That was some good shade and left her standing right there. Carissa caught it too because she couldn't say nothing. Now, Carissa done convinced Jacob to sell that property. Like I said, the bishop advised him not to sell. Did y'all see how she was acting with that white man? She was all into that man's cufflinks, praising them. She was all smiles, and she convinced Jacob to sell the land. Also, she can get this house because she got this vision for herself that is embedded in greed, okay? She just greedy and jealous hearted, and those type of people do reside inside the church home. Trust and believe. Now remember I said Carissa was at the church, right? She had met with Phil, and basically they praised in her little school thing, say it's fine, and they appreciate the school and how it is ran. So good for her, child. She noticed that Phil too had a set of cufflinks on as well, and had to inquire. Phil said Bob gave that to him about a few years back and that they specially made. She noticed they the same cufflinks as the ones the guy who she's getting selling the land to is wearing. So she can then get on the phone and call Nadine to find out some info on that man, who he worked for, who he affiliated with. And when Nadine got back to her, guess who he's affiliated with? Harmony and Hope. Those are the folks that you are about to sell this land to. The same people who done took your family's church. Okay? Child, they get into that meeting and it's time to officially sign the land off. And she hesitating at first but ends up signing, knowing fully well what she doing. She's only going to drive a wedge deeper between her and Jacob and that family. But she don't care because all she care about is herself. Now, Grace then got AJ an apartment, and she's there helping him get settled in while he cooking. She asked did he learn that in jail, how to cook. He said no. He said his last foster father was a chef. He said you people always think that prison is like a rehabilitation or something like that, where you learn things. That ain't always the case. She said Sophia's dad was a chef, and he said he knew that because he looked them up. Now, when he said that, I felt some kind of way because, I did miss an episode here. I missed episode 3, y'all. But I'm trying to figure out, did we ever get a definitive DNA on AJ to make sure that he is the actual son that Gigi had all them years ago? Do we know that? See, I don't trust him. I don't trust him in how he acts. I don't trust him. But we shall see. And since we're on Grace, let's talk about Sophia, who has now snuck into town. But Sophia got an attitude and upset with her mom that she kept that secret about AJ. First of all, she know how her family is, which is the reason why Grace ran off in the first place. And in light of what their family is enduring now in hopes of trying to get their church back, hell no, she's not trying to tell anyone about AJ, not yet. So why Sophia acting so ugly toward her mother is beyond me. It's getting on my nerve. Sophia likes to play holier than thou when it's convenient for her. We see her go over there to talk to AJ, because, see, they've been communicating. And he's talking about, his foster people and how when he turned 18, they pretty much put him out. Meanwhile, they sharing a drink together. And I'm like, wait a minute, is she old enough to be drinking? Probably not. That's why she got so doggone tipsy she had to lay down and take a nap. And I was nervous about that because I'm thinking, do you really know this dude beyond a couple of conversations? Are you real life gonna just fall asleep here? But it was comforting to see all he did was cover her up. But did you see the look in his face? It's like he formulating some things in his head. And keep in mind, we still don't know what basis skanks in them is. Bookmark that, family. I said it. Now, after spending some time with him, she goes back to Bishop and Lady Mays and prepares to get her stuff together to leave. Lady May see her and was unaware that she was even home, and now she leaving. Now, Sophie put 20 on 8, not even 10. She told her mother that she will not spill her tea, but she ain't coming back until the entire family knows the truth, and she leaves in tears, which makes Lady May want to know what's going on with that. If Grace ain't got enough to endure, Child Lady may want to know what's going on and why that Sophia is so angry. Grace didn't really give an answer. Then we see her and Bishop pressuring her, Gigi, about the sermon that she is to preach. They say she needs to do it right. I told y'all Lady May went to try to explain to Bob the reason they don't integrate like that, and he understood her position but feels the merge will be great and it's going to be fine. So he's still going forward with that possible merging with this white church. But he did acknowledge her sermon and that it was good, and he can see where Grace gets her preaching skills from. It comes from her mama, not her daddy. Child, Grace got up there in that pulpit after Charity, and that lily white lady was singing this uncomfortable song together. Child, did y'all see how the congregation was looking? No one can feel that. See, we put some soul into everything we do. And it's no disrespect to the family or the white churches and stuff, but what I'm saying is sometimes the way we worship, although we worship in the same entity, our ways of doing it is different. We put a lot of soul into everything we do. At this particular time at the church, Child, the way Charity and that white woman was trying to sing that little song together, all I felt is who in the hell left the gate open? But child, okay, whatever. Anyway, Grace then gets up and delivers a sermon about how nobody should come against God's people and their purpose, and if people do, they are to rise up and not allow it. And that pointed, that right there slapped Bob dead in the face, because that sermon was about him. And he felt it too, because after services he had her meet him in the office, not her own, and reminded her Hope and Harmony is the ones that pay for you. They pay for everything. You may think that everything is yours, but please understand, H&H is the ones that take care of all of this. Calvary no longer exists. Your family has no power here, and I'm trying to work with you. But pull it again, and you and your siblings gonna be out because y'all barely here as it is. I said, oh, he was in his fields, honey. Them bullets touched and agreed with his spirit. Now let's talk Charity. Phil went to her and told her that he needs info on the family of Grace, and he needs that ASAP. She tried to get some info out of Corinne, even inquired about Noah coming to the church recently, but see, Corinne been warned by Lady May to zip it, and she followed suit and gave Charity absolutely nothing. You would think Charity leaves it alone at this point. No, she don't. Charity then goes and calls Noah and leave a message basically saying she heard he came to the church and she hates she didn't get a chance to see him and had the nerve to end that call with "Have a blessed day." So in the final scene, we see Noah at the bar drinking. Then he calls Grace. He told him Isabella put me out due to the fact Charity called and left a message on the phone. So she knew I had been over to the church and I had been to see you. So I just told her the truth about the child, about the son. And she is really not feeling it. She's not feeling it at all, especially since we can't have a child together. So she told me I had to go. So what I've decided to do, Charity, is what I've decided to do, Grace, is I'm going to come back to Memphis. And when I come back to Memphis, my attempt is going to be to get to know my son. And child, that is pretty much where we left off at on this great episode of Greenleaf. If I left anything out, please know that the conversation always persists, continue down in the panic section. This was not a thorough step-by-step, but y'all know I'm back at work, so I don't have the time. I will look at American Horror Story tonight, and I'll probably do a part of episode 1 and 2 combined review tomorrow when I'll have more time to really sit down and go scene by scene. But I have picked up the show. I will be watching it. Next Monday, I will be watching 911. A lot of y'all have asked me about it. And just bear with me as I get my playlist of shows that I'm going to do in order. We are kind of revamping the channel a little bit. I'm going to still stick to my core things, but I'm going to incorporate some other things as well into it. So if I left anything out that you guys feel is important or you want to, expound on, please do so in the panic section. And as always, remember the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate the video. Ratings get me recognized on the YouTube street. Comment down below in the panic sound off. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this episode, as well as how the season is progressing so far. I want to hear your comments. Also, if you have not become a Love Thing today for the free 99, please subscribe to this channel as well as my backup channel, Lady Nyca Live, so that you will know what's going on with me and what I got going on as far as what I will be bringing to the YouTube table. Subscribe, child, is free. And once you subscribe, tap your notification bell and set it to all so that each and every time I drop a pre-recorded video or go live from either channel, you will be notified and you can come in and enjoy the conversation with myself and the rest of the Love Things. You guys have a great remainder to your Wednesday. I don't know if I will be able to drop any more videos today because today is going to be kind of busy, but I will do the best I can because I wanted to come in and do some commentary on that Kenya Moore divorce breaking up situation from this man. I wanted to weigh my thoughts in, so I'm going to try to get that done for you guys today. If not, expect uploads tomorrow. And thank you guys for the support that you showed me on the political videos that I did yesterday. I know it's a little bit different. If you've been with me a minute, you know I do that type of stuff from time to time. I jump into the politic talk sometime, but I don't do it heavily because they weigh against our channels oftentimes. But that's it, guys. I will be doing it my way. Yes, I will. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And I welcome any suggestions from my Love Things. If you got something you want me to do, then holler at me. I might be able to do it. We're going to be talking about the Amber Geiger trial. Someone sent me some info last night letting me know that I can actually watch the trial on YouTube. I'm still waiting on a link to that, but I'm going to talk about that. I talked about it in the beginning when it first happened, and now that the trial has commenced, I will be discussing that as well. You guys have a great Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow, and peace.